A grandson is a far-off thought. I don't even want to see this girl's face. You forcibly tied her to me. There was hatred and contempt in Julian's tone. So then just give her a divorce. I cannot ruin my granddaughter's life for your sake. Elder Noah's eyes were moist, but his tone was stern. Call your beloved daughter. I will free her from this relationship right now. Hey mister, who are you? And what tone are you using with my grandfather? I'll hang you upside down. Serafina, who was standing outside the window waiting for this stranger to leave, suddenly jumped inside upon seeing his furious demeanor. Get out of here, or I'll throw this water jug at you. Elder Noah thought of his grandson and barely managed a smile. Have some, son, he said. Julian was standing on the balcony, taking drags from his cigarette. Those two blue eyes were haunting him intensely today. He couldn't understand what to do, he couldn't control his urge to fly and see her. He wondered what she must be like now. Maybe she would be grown up, or perhaps she would still look like a child. He smiled at his own thoughts. What are you smiling about, thinking of what? Zarina Begum's words made him shake his head in denial. Nothing, mother. What is there to think? Tell me, when are we going to Pakistan? Zarina Begum looked at Julian with a cunning glance. Why are you in such a hurry to go to Pakistan? Well, you yourself say that grandfather didn't treat you well. And he forcibly married me to Serafina. I have to divorce her. A devilish smile appeared on Irina's face. That's more like it. We'll go to Pakistan next week, and as soon as we get there, you divorce Serafina and demand your inheritance from your grandfather. You have the biggest right to it. Why not? That's exactly what will happen. You just prepare for us to go to Pakistan next week. Do you really intend to divorce her? Yes, I will. It's my mother's command, and I cannot refuse her. Julian was standing with his friend, who knew everything about him. I think you're doing the wrong thing. Your mother is surely poisoning your mind. I'm not saying this about your relationships, but I'll tell you one thing, go there once, get to know all your relatives, and then make a decision. You've been away for so long, you don't know what your relatives are like, or what your wife is like. Irina and the others arrived in Pakistan, but for some reason, Julian stayed behind. Oh mother, don't worry about me. I'll come to Pakistan soon and fulfill all your dreams. Irina arrived in Pakistan smiling. Don't come near me. Don't touch me. You are dirty. She sat up with a scream. Her face was drenched in sweat. She tried to convince herself that she was perfectly safe, present in her own room. Jerry, what happened to you? Are you okay? Hearing Elder Noah's voice from outside the room, an involuntary smile appeared on her face. Her screams had certainly reached his room, as their walls were shared. She composed herself, got up, and opened the door. What happened, my child? Are you all right? Yes, grandfather, I am perfectly fine. Serafina, is there any problem? No, grandfather, nothing like that. It's just, these nightmares, I don't know when they'll leave me alone. I feel scared all the time. I feel like someone is around me. Elder Noah gently placed his hand on her head and thought to himself, how do I end this fear of yours? How do I remove those bad moments from your life? What news, Elder Noah? Who were you talking to on the phone? Irina and Gregory have left for Pakistan. But I am still here. Some work came up. When are you coming? Just next week. I have to give a surprise. You be ready. I know what gift you will give. My child and I are ready for this gift. We are just waiting for you. Free us from this daily worry. Don't you worry, grandfather. I will fulfill your wish very soon. He had a smile on his face, lost in thought. Elder Noah sighed deeply as he hung up. I can never forget that he is Irina's son, and surely Irina has molded him to her liking. Elder Noah, someone has come to meet you, said a servant, who was standing in the kitchen. When he came out, he saw a handsome young man with sharp features, a fit physique, and a fair complexion. "Welcome to Pakistan. I hope your journey was good. You've come to Pakistan after 15 years. You must have forgotten the streets." "Such things, grandfather? I spent 15 years right here. I remember every alley, every corner." He smiled and hugged him. Serafina stood by her bedroom window, watching this, astonished. Who had come to meet Elder Noah? The face looked very unfamiliar. How could she recognize it? She had never seen that face before. That's what she thought, but she didn't know that this face was the most important part of her life. She was eager to hear their conversation, but being far away, she couldn't. She could only see their lips moving. "And for what purpose have you come here? After 15 years, how did you suddenly remember your grandfather?" "Just, don't talk like my mother, saying I'll steal your heart at first sight." "How do you know I'll talk like your mother?" A smile appeared on Elder Noah's face. "Just assume that your mother spent more time with me than you have, so I am familiar with every fiber of her being." "Oh my God. I can't hear a thing. Who is this person? What are they saying to grandfather?" She was twisting her hands in frustration, continuously watching Julian and Elder Noah. She could only see the angles of their faces, nothing else. Just moments ago, she had been heating water for Elder Noah. "Jerry, my child, heat some water for me to wash my face." "Grandfather, why don't you ask the servants? Why do you always make Serafina do your work?" Irina, who was standing near Elder Noah, hated Serafina intensely. "She is a piece of my heart. I know she doesn't get tired doing my work, she likes doing it. That's why I have her do everything, because I know she never makes a face while doing my work." Elder Noah said this while looking at Irina with a sidelong glance. Irina knew Elder Noah was implying her, so she stomped off to the kitchen, where Serafina was busy heating water for Elder Noah. "No matter how much you try, Elder Noah will not give you any share of his property. All his property is for his sons." Serafina, lost in her thoughts, looked at Irina with disbelief. "Auntie, I have never served grandfather for his property. I probably can't even repay the favors he has done for me. It is through these sweet words that you have trapped Elder Noah in your net. You think that by saying these sweet things, Elder Noah will make you a partner in his property?" Irina and Aunt Safina could only taunt Serafina, because none of them needed to actually harm her while Elder Noah was around. So they just hurt her heart with words. "You are the elder daughter-in-law of this house, Irina. You should be building this house, but instead, you spread discord. Elder Noah, someone has come to see you." A servant interrupted as Elder Noah was speaking. "From now on, I don't want anyone talking to Serafina like this." Saying this, Elder Noah adjusted the sofa on his shoulder and left the kitchen. Serafina, Elder Noah's granddaughter, was cheerful, restless, and mischievous, the apple of everyone's eye. She wore a mask of laughter on her face to hide the wounds of her heart, constantly trying to mend her own broken pieces. Serafina lived 6 years of her life very well, until her father was alive. But after that, her life withered away. "Alicia, what are you saying? Think about Serafina. The shadow of her father has been lifted from her head. At least don't snatch away her right to love." "But father, I love Malcolm. After spending 7 years of married life, I have found my love. Don't snatch my love away again. 7 years ago, you snatched my love for the sake of your honor. Now I will fight for my right." Tears were in Elder Noah's eyes. "I had heard that a mother's heart is very weak. That she endures everything for her offspring, but she doesn't leave them alone. And a woman forgets her love after marriage. I didn't know that some women are like you, who value their love more than their child's innocence. You've changed. Well, you don't need to worry about Serafina. From today, she is my responsibility. Tell Malcolm to bring the wedding procession next week. I cannot see my Serafina in pain." But this woman didn't care one bit. The The glow on her face was clear, and in her own happiness, she forgot how much pain her child would endure because of her. With a glow on her face and a smile on her lips, she walked out of the room. Seeing Serafina ducked near the door, her heart didn't melt either. Serafina's eyes held the fear of losing her mother, the grief of her father leaving, and the pain of being left alone. But Alicia saw nothing. She was lost in her own joy. "Aunt, you won't leave me, will you? Don't marry again. I won't stay here. I'll go with you." "What do you want? That I ruin my future for you? Tell me." "Someday you'll get married, then what will I do? I'll be left alone." Even as a mother, she only thought of herself. "Don't spread your inauspiciousness and my happiness by crying." Saying this, Alicia Begum started to leave, but Serafina caught her palu. "No, I won't let you go anywhere. Mom, don't leave me. How will I stay here alone?" But in the next moment, the tears in the child's eyes were replaced by hatred. The same hatred that was in Alicia's eyes for Serafina, when Alicia ruthlessly freed her hand from Serafina's grasp and slapped her face silently before leaving. Made life difficult. The father died. She was left. Still fuming with anger, she left, muttering loudly. Elder Noah watched this, stunned. He then placed his hand on Serafina's head with affection. "From today, I am both your father and your mother. Don't think of yourself as alone. You are not alone at all. You reached this state because of my mistake, didn't you? Now I will protect you and take care of you. Grandfather, tell Aunt. I don't want to go. I want to stay with you. I don't want to be away from you." Julian came crying to Elder Noah at that moment. Elder Noah, with tears in his eyes, looked at him deeply, placed a hand on his head, and then made a firm decision, allowing his eldest son to go abroad. Alicia had also left, having remarried. Elder Noah could feel Serafina's pain because he was going through a difficult time himself. He had also lost his loved ones. "What have you come to do here? What do you want now? Speak." Alicia, all dressed up and adorned with jewelry, stood before Elder Noah with questioning eyes. "I have come to take my daughter. Malcolm has given permission. I am taking Serafina with me now." "Why? Why are you suddenly so concerned about her? Tell me." "Brother, you are not here. Who will raise her? She is not a burden on me. I will manage. With just 2 meals, she wouldn't have starved to death here." "Elder Noah, I don't want an argument. Ever since Malcolm came home last time, he has been pestering me to bring my daughter. So, what do you say? Do you still have any doubts? Tell me, I'll clear them. I have no objection. You can go if you want. But Serafina will not go with you. When you left her, you only cared about your love. Now keep caring about your love. Elder Noah, she is my daughter, and even before, I left her here. Now I have come to take her. So now she will come with me. Serafina. Serafina." Alicia started calling out loudly. Serafina, who was sitting quietly in Elder Noah's room, her head on her knees, crying, suddenly ran upon hearing her mother's voice. "Mom. Mom. You've come. I missed you so much. Mom, I don't feel like staying here at all. Grandfather, There's no time for long stories. We'll hear this epic at home. Now come." She grabbed her daughter's hand and left the way she came, without looking at her father. Elder Noah stood at the door, hands on his hips, watching the doorway with moist eyes, where Alicia had just left with Serafina. "No, don't touch me. You are. I am your loving husband, no?" She was sitting on the sofa, terrified. "If you try to tell your mother anything, I will cut out your tongue, understand?" Before he could do anything wrong, Elder Noah's voice boomed. "Malcolm, how dare you cast your dirty gaze on my child? You brought my child here for this day." He stepped forward and rained silent slaps on Malcolm's face. No, no, Elder Noah. You misunderstand. Nothing like that happened. I was just trying to explain to her lovingly, nothing else. What were you trying to explain? Speak. What is this noise? Oh, Father, when did you come? Alicia was resting in her room when she heard the commotion and came up quickly. But seeing her father, she couldn't believe her eyes. Before she could step forward to greet him, Elder Noah stopped her with a wave of his hand. Just the other day, you were boasting that your Malcolm is a great man. That he will protect your daughter better than me. Look at your husband's actions. This is how he protects your daughter. But you don't care about any of this. You only care that you found your love. Let me tell you, after today, Serafina will not stay here. I am taking her, because your husband's intentions towards her are not right. Father, you are insulting my husband in front of me. Yes, I am insulting your husband. You care more about your husband's honor than your own daughter's dignity. Elder Noah was pained by Alicia's words. Alicia, I thought you had just lost your mind. But you have stopped seeing as well. Look at your husband. He wanted to play with your daughter's honor. Father, I am not listening to anything anymore. You are my honor, but right now, my husband's honor is most important to me. You leave right now. I cannot bear to see you disgrace my husband in front of my eyes. I have no desire to stand on your husband's doorstep either. But I will not leave alone today. My daughter Serafina will come with me, and I will not listen to you anymore. Saying this, Elder Noah stepped forward, took Serafina's hand, and started leading her out of the house. He was stunned by his daughter's words, "Take her. She's a burden on my head too. I don't know why Malcolm keeps asking me to bring her. Otherwise, I have no interest in her or taking responsibility for her." Elder Noah sat in his wheelchair, continuously shaking it. "Father, why have you brought her here? You know I don't like Irina at all." "Then this is Alicia's responsibility. Why should we bear her responsibility? Whoever Serafina is a burden to, let them leave. But Serafina is not going anywhere from here. She will stay right here." "Fine, Father. If that's what you think is right, then fine. I have no objection. My wife, my child, and I will leave this house forever. Just give us our share." Saying this, Gregory lowered his gaze. He didn't have the courage to look his father in the eye and ask for his share. "And if I refuse to give you your share, then go. You have no share in this property." Elder Noah's stubbornness troubled Gregory. "What do you want, Father? Listen to one thing we say. Are you going to spend all your wealth on this girl, this stranger? It is my wealth. I will spend it wherever I want. Who are you to advise me? Father, forgive me. I spoke too much in anger. But don't deprive me of the property. I am ready to do whatever you say." "All right, then listen carefully to what I say." Hearing Elder Noah's words, Gregory was beside himself. "Father, what are you saying? I cannot do that. You know very well, Gregory, that you have only two paths, and both lead to you obeying me. And if you don't, then in the other scenario, I will have to take extreme steps that you certainly won't like. Elder Noah, let me talk to Irina once. I don't know anything. You talk to Irina or anyone else, it doesn't matter to me. I have said what I had to say. It is my command. If you don't obey my command, then there will be no division of property." Hearing this, Gregory went to his room with slumped shoulders. "What are you saying? Are you in your right mind? I will never agree to Elder Noah's demand." "Foolish woman, if you don't agree, then Elder Noah will neither let us leave this house nor give us any share in his property. Speak, what do you want? Remember, without Elder Noah's property, we have nothing. We are empty-handed." Without Elder Noah's property, evil thoughts began to stir in Irina's mind, and she smiled deeply, thinking, "Fine. You give your father the answer that you will obey his command. Gregory was surprised that she agreed so quickly, but at that moment, her agreement was enough. Serafina, why are you sitting here? Julian came and sat next to Serafina, who immediately panicked. Seeing the fear on her face, Julian got very worried. No, don't come near me. Don't touch me. Serafina, what's wrong? What kind of talk is that? Julian, who was 15, looked at the frightened 6-year-old Serafina and understood something. Okay, I'm leaving. Don't be scared. Saying this, he left, but he couldn't sleep all night. The very next day, Gregory became a groom, and he took Julian with him to a foreign country. Julian was completely silent the whole way. Two blue, frightened eyes refused to leave his sight. He had not seen the groom's face in her. Oh, Serafina, why are you sitting here? Come inside, Elder Noah. Where did brother Julian go? Son, he is not your brother anymore. From now on, you will not call him brother, you won't even take his name. You have to study now, make a big name for yourself, and illuminate your grandfather's name. But grandfather. No more questions. Come inside and sleep. It's your bedtime. She would wake up several times at night, terrified. Malcolm had instilled such fear in her heart that her nights were ruined. Time passed, but that fear, that stranger-like dread that awakened at the sight of any man, remained. Elder Noah was the only person whose presence didn't frighten Serafina. She now followed Elder Noah everywhere, doing all his work wholeheartedly. Whenever she remembered her childhood, she would always cry, because there was nothing in her childhood to remember with joy. Suddenly, she snapped out of her thoughts. I'll just have to go outside and see what's going on. A grandson is a far-off thought. I don't want to see this girl's face. You forcibly tied her to me. Julian's tone was filled with hatred and contempt. Then just divorce her. I cannot ruin my granddaughter's life for your sake. Elder Noah's eyes were moist, but his tone was stern. Call your beloved daughter. I will free her from this relationship right now. Irina was in the kitchen. Perfect. Standing at the door, hands folded, a deep smile on her face, she watched Elder Noah and Julian face each other. What did you think, Elder Noah? That I would accept your terms like that? I didn't agree to the terms you set before us 15 years ago for nothing. How could I give my handsome son to your Serafina? But you see, Safina? This is what I wanted. That someday, my son would stand before Elder Noah and speak exactly what I want him to speak. You were so eager, Elder Noah, to keep this beloved of yours with you. For her, you demanded the sacrifice of my son. Look, today my son stands firmly before his grandfather. This is all I wanted. And then Irina's laughter rang out. Hey mister, who are you? And what tone are you using with my grandfather? I'll hang you upside down. Serafina, who was standing outside the window waiting for this stranger to leave, suddenly jumped inside upon seeing his furious demeanor. Get out of here, or I'll throw this water jug at you. Elder Noah thought of his grandson and barely managed a smile, watching his fierce granddaughter. Julian looked at this small but confident girl in astonishment. What are you staring at with your eyes wide open? Never seen a beautiful girl before? Elder Noah, why have you kept her standing here? Why don't you throw her out of the house? Impertinent girl, this house is mine, not yours. And who are you to tell grandfather who should live in this house and who shouldn't? Jerry, be quiet, child. At the mention of Elder Noah's name, Julian looked at her in surprise, still standing there holding the jug of cold water. Julian, you go and rest. We'll talk in the evening. I don't want to talk to you. But it seems you only paid attention to my upbringing, letting my mother raise me as she did. And perhaps you forgot to raise your own granddaughter. Suddenly, Serafina, in anger, threw the water-filled jug at Julian. How dare you speak to my grandfather in that tone? I'll break your face. If you ever speak disrespectfully to my grandfather again, you'll find no one worse than me. It really seems your mother didn't raise you properly. Irina, standing at the kitchen door, was shaking with anger. This insolent girl's tongue was so long, and look at elder Noah, listening to this ill-mannered girl so silently. Was her son so worthless that he couldn't even? Her heart burned with rage. Julian looked at Serafina once and then dragged himself to the guest room. Serafina, now angry, looked at elder Noah. What did I do? Why are you staring at me? What was the need for you to listen to all that from him? Who is he to say such things to you? Serafina, that was Julian. Your husband, whom I married you to in your childhood. I wanted you to go to safe hands. Who knows about my life? Your mother refused to take responsibility for you, and I didn't want to send you to your stepfather, Malcolm. That's why I got you married to Julian. But I know his mother has filled his heart with so much hatred for you that it won't go away easily. You will have to work very hard. You will have to roll many pap ads. Grandfather, I can't roll pap ads. It's very hot in the kitchen. Serafina, I am not in a joking mood. I just want you and Julian to live a good life together, so that I can die in peace. Oh ho, grandfather, how many times have I told you? Don't say such things in front of me. And as for my husband, don't you worry. I will handle him. You'll see, he won't be able to stay angry with me for long. Saying this quickly, she headed towards the guest room. Serafina stood outside the door, confused whether to go in or not. Then, thinking, she entered the room. But it was completely empty. However, the sound of water falling came from the washroom, clearly meaning he was inside. She didn't know whether to stand there or go back. She took a step to leave, then stopped. No, I can't leave like this. Today I will convince him and leave. I made the mistake. I shouldn't have spoken to him so rudely. She was lost in her thoughts when the washroom door opened and she jumped. As she looked up, she was stunned to see Julian in a towel. What is this rudeness? What kind of? You came out of the washroom like this? Oh madam, this room is mine, not yours. And with whose permission have you come here? I came to apologize. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that. But the way you were talking to grandfather. I couldn't bear it. I said whatever came to my tongue in anger. She kept talking with her eyes lowered. When she looked up, her eyes widened in surprise because Julian was standing very close to her. Oh, so my wife has come to win me over. I didn't know you were my husband. If I had known, perhaps I wouldn't have spoken to you like that. She was slowly stepping back. Julian kept getting closer. Oh, so when did you find out I was your husband? He was looking at Serafina's features with interest, a smile on his face. The 6-year-old girl was now beautiful and grown up. Julian looked her up and down. Her beautiful figure, clearly visible. A dupatta around her neck, long thick hair tied in a braid. She was undeniably beautiful. Julian liked her at first sight. He stepped forward and pulled her towards him. She came along like a helpless kite. Serafina had squeezed her eyes shut. He looked at her features with great interest, leaned in, and took an innocent kiss from her lips before pulling back. Serafina immediately opened her eyes. What are you doing? You are doing dirty things with me. Julian's eyes widened in surprise. These aren't dirty things. They're called good things. Now what will happen? Now I'll become pregnant. Julian looked at her incredulously. To become pregnant, you have to do many more dirty things. If you say so, I can show you the dirty things, so you really do get pregnant. You are very bad. Saying this, she headed for the door, but Julian pulled her and made her fall on top of him, both of them landing on the bed. He buried his face in her neck, busy inhaling the fragrance of her being. But Serafina was thinking something else. Then she started crying. Julian panicked seeing this. I hate you. I really hate you. You are hurting me. You want to ruin my dignity. Because grandfather forcibly married me to you, you want to take revenge. What are you saying? Are you out of your mind? Julian, who was feeling peaceful holding Serafina, suddenly got angry. Get out of this room. And don't come near me again after today. I came to apologize, but you have taken my dignity itself. How will a person who can't respect me live with me? Serafina, are you in your senses? What are you saying? I am perfectly in my senses. You are the one not in your senses, saying nonsense. Just think about your words once. You are accusing me. But nothing was registering in Serafina's ears. Angry and crying, she left the room and ran to the TV lounge. Everyone was sitting there, drinking tea. Seeing Serafina crying, everyone was surprised. Irina turned around. Serafina, what were you doing in my son's room at this hour? Auntie. Julian, he did dirty things with me. Saying this, she started crying again. Elder Noah stepped forward and put his hand on her head. What nonsense is this? My son cannot do that. And what were you doing in my son's room? Don't you know a young, grown girl doesn't go alone into a stranger's room? And now you're trapping him in your web and accusing him? Auntie, I am not lying. First of all, he is not a stranger. I married Serafina and Julian 15 years ago in front of everyone. And perhaps you have forgotten, Irina. But don't worry, I will remind you. What do you think, that I don't know my own granddaughter? If she says Julian laid hands on her dignity, then that must have happened. Elder Noah spoke to Irina in a stern tone. What do you think? I don't realize why you agreed to this marriage 15 years ago. Because you knew that after the marriage, you would take your son abroad, and there you would turn him against me and Serafina. And you did just that, so that when he returned as an adult, he would divorce Serafina. This way, you would get the property and succeed in your goal. You are a very good player. But you forgot that I am a master of these games. I can count the feathers of a flying bird. So what was I to you? Tomorrow evening, at the dinner table, everyone must be present. Young and old, every individual of this house must be there. Everyone was present at the dinner table. Julian sat with his head bowed. Serafina had cried all night, so her eyes were swollen. Gregory sat there in astonishment. Father, is everything all right? Is it some special day that you have gathered everyone like this? Yes, consider it a special day. I have a lot to explain to you people, and a lot to remind you of. 15 years ago, you promised me that you would marry your son to my daughter. Serafina's marriage would be to Julian. Only then were you granted permission to go abroad with your family, and you were to receive a share of the property. But perhaps you forgot to tell your wife that the share of the property was not in your name either, because she had already started playing her game. I don't know what nonsense Irina has filled Julian's head with. But I know she is not doing anything good. And you were going to divorce my granddaughter, weren't you? Then what happened yesterday? That you dared to lay hands on her dignity? Grandfather, nothing like that happened. She is lying. The truth is, she doesn't even know what a husband-wife relationship is. Oh, so now you will teach me, grandfather? I'm not teaching you, I'm just telling you the truth. She made a big deal out of some light teasing. I ask you, Julian. Where has your arrogance gone? Your ego? Just yesterday you were shouting. What happened today? Because you tried to play with my granddaughter's dignity. Therefore, next week, you both will have the ruxadi, sending off the bride. No, father, you cannot do this. I will not let this happen. I don't like the girl at all, especially not as my daughter-in-law. If you want your son to stay in front of your eyes, end this relationship here and now. Otherwise, you will long to see your son. You will not tell me whether I will long to see my son or not. And don't forget, daughter-in-law, this world is based on reaping what you sow. You will take my son away from me? Then God has given you a son too. Give this threat to someone else. You know very well that the family runs on my head. Serafina was crying. What was her fate? She was born, ruled her father's heart for 6 years, and then her father died. Her mother pushed her away as if she was never her child. She spent her whole life craving a mother's love. The taunts of aunts, the rejection of the world, and now she was tired. Despite being educated, she lacked confidence. The reason was simply rejection from all sides. The smile on her face didn't match her eyes, which were always moist. Grandfather, if she doesn't want to leave with me, then don't force her. I don't want to be a burden on anyone. Say yes to the one who came for me last week. Your friend's son. So what if he is older? At least I will get respect there, I will get a status. When Julian heard this, he became furious. His heart felt as if placed on a scorching desert. I don't want the Ruxadi next week, but tomorrow itself. And let's see who dares to take Serafina away from me. Julian, what are you saying? I told you, didn't I? Serafina's mother also married by her own choice. She abandoned her husband and even left her own daughter. The one her own mother didn't accept, you want to accept her? The one this society doesn't accept, you want to embrace her? I will never let this happen. You are my son. I have the greatest right over you. You must obey my command. Mother, you have a very high place in my heart. But forgive me, I cannot obey you. I don't know what clash you and Aunt had, what she did with her life, or what she didn't do. Perhaps she had no compulsion, which is why she left her daughter alone too. But Serafina is my wife and my honor. I will never tolerate another eye on my wife. Grandfather, prepare for the Ruxadi tomorrow itself. I will not wait any longer. Saying this, he left. Serafina looked at Julian in disbelief. Was he really accepting her? Out of pity, or did he really have a place for her in his heart? No. That couldn't be. Surely there was some scheme of his mother behind this. She had faced so many tragedies in her life that she trusted no one. For her, every relationship was selfish and hypocritical. For hours, she sat with her head on her knees, staring at the sky. Jerry, why are you sitting here? Whenever Elder Noah felt affection for Serafina, he always called her Jerry. What happened, my child? Why are you so silent? Grandfather, am I a burden to you? What kind of talk is that? Never. Responsibilities are not burdens. A person can get tired of bearing responsibilities, yes. Grandfather, when a person starts getting tired of responsibilities, then those responsibilities become a burden. You must be tired too, that's why you are shifting my burden onto someone else. No, my child, you are not a burden to me. You are my responsibility. And I want you to live a good life with Julian. Julian is a very good person. Whatever his mother has filled his ears with, whatever thoughts she has put in his mind, now you have to remove them. Why, grandfather? Why is there no peace in my life? Why does every happiness come to me only after trials? My child, some people are very close to God. The Creator brings them to Himself before every happiness, every milestone, so that the person yearns for that goal from their Creator. And that God, who has kept that happiness safe for you, grants it to you. He wants you to ask from Him. I'm not saying I fulfilled all your wishes. But surely there must have been a wish that you wanted your mother or father to fulfill, but they weren't there for you. So you hid that wish in your heart. But the Creator, who has to give you everything, you can ask Him for anything, anytime. You don't have to wait for Him to come to you so you can ask, like you used to wait for your parents. Will He grant me peace too? Yes, perhaps the times of your peace have arrived. In a way, for mercy, ask your Creator for peace through this. He will grant it to you. Perhaps you never asked Him. You are right, grandfather. I perhaps never asked the Creator. I always complained. He never gave me any happiness peacefully. Hardships always came first. I just want to explain that the Creator is very merciful, very benevolent. Come on, get up and get ready. Tomorrow is your ruxadi. And these doubts you have created in your heart, get rid of them. If you can't trust anyone among humans, then trust your Creator. He will never disappoint you. And understand this time, your victory is certain. You will get every happiness. As a bride, she looked incredibly beautiful. She had no idea she had so much beauty. She was looking at herself in the mirror when Alicia, dressed in a sari, stood behind her. For the first time, her eyes appeared moist. Serafina looked at her mother in disbelief. Mashallah, my daughter looks so beautiful. Why have you come here? She came angrily. Alicia couldn't believe it. The daughter who used to torment herself for her mother's proximity, who used to cry for her love, was now shouting at her mother, asking what she had come for. Seeing so much hatred in your eyes for me, it hurts me. Serafina, you can only be hurt if something bad happens to you. You always cared about yourself. Why didn't you think about me? Now you've come to assert your right over me, to see your daughter off? You have no right over me. Because you never cared for me. You left me alone after father died. Get out of here. I don't need you. Not your presence. I need grandfather, who raised me, who supported me, who educated me, who made me capable of standing on my own feet. If I had lived with you, perhaps I wouldn't have any of this. I wouldn't even have dignity. Where is that husband of yours who laid his hands on my dignity? And then you only valued your husband's love. You had become so blind in your husband's love that you didn't care for your daughter at all. Serafina, at least listen to your mother. These moments are very delicate. Daughters go to their mothers. There might be other mothers and other daughters. I am not one of those daughters, nor is she one of those mothers. Look, father. Look, how big my daughter has grown. She says such big things now. The 6-year-old Serafina who used to cling to my Palu, stopping me from leaving, refusing to let me go away from her. Today she isn't even ready to look at my face. Jerry, forgive your mother. No, grandfather. If you ask me for my life, I will give that too. But I can never forgive this woman. Forgive me that I will not be able to obey you. Ask her to leave here. At least let her not be an obstacle in my happiness, not spread her inauspiciousness. What kind of selfish mother is this, who doesn't value her daughter's happiness? She just wants to stay here and cause me pain. Alicia looked at her daughter in disbelief. Her daughter was throwing back the very sentences she had said to Serafina at the time of her own wedding. Wiping her eyes with her hands, she left, because she truly didn't want to hurt her daughter. She knew she had done many excesses to her daughter, which is why she didn't want to cause her more pain. Elder Noah didn't say anything to Serafina because she didn't want to ruin her happy moment. Elder Noah brought Serafina outside. Julian was waiting. Serafina's heart started beating loudly. She didn't know what would happen next in her life. She was so terrified that no positive or negative thought came to her mind. Was Julian just seeing her off to take revenge? Perhaps. She was lost in thought. She didn't even realize when she reached the stage. She came to her senses only when Julian extended his hand towards her. She looked at Julian in disbelief. There were no visible expressions on his face. Serafina's heart started trembling. She felt he would treat her very badly. After the ruxadi, instead of taking her home, Julian took her to a hotel. Why have you brought me here? You are my wife. I have a bad right over you. I can take you wherever I want, and you can't stop me. Understood? Julian was angry about something, talking to her in that tone. If you don't like me, why don't you just divorce me? Isn't that why you married me, for revenge? Grandfather forced you to marry me, so you don't think well of me. You don't think well of my mother. And you think I am like my mother. Julian stepped forward and put his hand on her face. Shut up. How much do you talk? Yes, I married you for revenge. but not for the revenge of a forced marriage. I will take revenge for this. How could you, while being married to me, even think of another man? Serafina looked at Julian in surprise. I thought of another man? Well then, what were you saying to grandfather yesterday? If she doesn't want to marry me, then marry her to that boy, your friend's son. What was the need to say those words? He was holding her by the shoulders, shaking her. No, don't hit me. I said that only because I thought you didn't want to marry me. I thought I was a burden on you. Grandfather keeps shifting his burdens onto you. Foolish girl. You are my wife. How could I forget you? I didn't sleep peacefully for even a single night or day. I was just testing grandfather, to see if he still had the desire for our relationship or not. And you, foolish girl, understood God knows what. You know, these blue eyes of yours, they don't let me sleep at night. Your fear of me, your running away from me, the tears of fear in your eyes, they made me restless. Mother kept saying things, but I never trusted her words, because I knew my love is very pure. And your upbringing was done by grandfather. I could trust his upbringing blindly. Serafina looked at him in astonishment. He stepped closer and held her face in his hands. You are my pure love. The love I have thought of day and night, enshrined in my heart. You were always around me, like a fragrance. Saying this, he leaned in, kissed her forehead, and then her lips. He was getting intoxicated as he buried his face in her neck. What are you doing? Honey, the Ruxadi is done, isn't it? So if you become pregnant, it's not a problem now. He was teasing her, bothering her. A smile appeared on Serafina's face. She shyly lowered her gaze. Then Julian took her, making her a part of his being forever. Their love became immortal. Serafina was convinced that happiness had now spread its wings. Happiness had come to her courtyard forever, and would stay there. Irina still taunted Serafina, but now Serafina didn't care. She now had a loving husband who became her shield, who stood up to his own mother and explained things to her. He was proving to be a good husband and a good son. Alicia had tried many times to meet Serafina, but Serafina had clearly refused, saying not to bring her any messages. Alicia had no place in her life anymore. Serafina, I heard that your mother came, and you refused to meet her. May I know why? Elder Noah was saying. She came many times, but you didn't meet her. Was marrying again such a great crime that you are punishing her so severely? Then what was my crime? Father left. Was that my crime? Aunt didn't find her love. Was that my crime? Or did I ask to be brought into this world? I agree that Aunt made a mistake at that time. She was so happy finding her love that she forgot about you. But she is a mother. Late as it is, she has realized her mistake. You should forgive her. It's better for you. Forgive her, and perhaps peace will come into your life. Otherwise, a person lives in a different kind of pain. No peace, no comfort. You are an educated, intelligent woman. I did not expect such foolishness from you. Now you are only thinking about yourself. Then what difference is left between you and her? You have evened the score, haven't you? You are saying I am wrong. I'm not saying you are wrong. I'm just saying your method is wrong. The peace that comes from forgiving is not found in revenge. It's better that you forgive her. She is your mother, yearning for your love. She has never seen hatred in your eyes for herself. Free yourself from this pain. If you have even a little respect for me in your heart, then obey me. Serafina looked at Julian with her eyes. He was right. Whatever decision her mother had made at that time was perhaps better for her. What would she have done at that age? She would have been a burden on Elder Noah's head. At least now she was happy in her own home, peaceful, living a new and good life. Father, once, talked to Serafina. Perhaps she will forgive me now. Alicia, I have tried very hard. But the things she says, they aren't wrong either. The pain she has endured, how can she forget it so easily? I admit I made a very big mistake. I will apologize to Serafina. But I am afraid she will reject me. Have courage. If you have opened your heart, then increase your courage. At that moment, Serafina came out of her room. She looked incredibly beautiful, perhaps the effect of Julian's love. Jerry, come, meet your mother. Serafina silently stepped forward and silently sat down next to her mother. Jerry, forgive me. I couldn't be a good mother to you. But you are a good daughter, aren't you? Forgive me. Free me from this pain. Otherwise, I will die enduring this pain. I don't want to die. I want to live a good life with my daughter. I want to live the moments I lost due to my foolishness. Serafina looked at her mother with tear-filled eyes and silently placed her head in her mother's lap. She closed her eyes, and felt like she was living in the most peaceful moment in the world. She had forgiven her mother, and now she truly felt a deep peace within. Julian, standing in the doorway, watching this scene, began to smile. It was the effect of his love that had changed her so much.